Hi, good morning guys, Ghost Raven here and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2. I hope you guys are doing well today. The reason why I have started the game pause is because we have had the anniversary patch and there's been a whole bunch of changes to the mechanics of the game and how the game works, to the residents. So what we're going to see is we're going to see a mass death wave. We're going to see a whole bunch of people leaving the city, and then what it'll do is after a certain period of time it'll start sorting itself out. So at the moment, yeah, we're just going to run the simulation and see what happens. But before we jump in, please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll bring you more daily videos like this. So let's see what's going to happen. So immediately we're having a massive death wave and our population is dropping off dramatically. We started off with about 30,000 and we are already down to 27,000, losing 3,800 an hour. But it seems to be slowing down. We are on 1 speed, so I'm just going to let the simulation run. We did lose a few buildings, but we'll replace those, as I'm not too concerned about that. And then we're going to have a look at all the changes that have come into play once the city has settled itself. And I'll just show you some of the new features that are available. There's been a whole bunch of new parks that have been added. And then also I have added the Mediterranean pack, the leisure pack, and the Chinese gate pack. So I have all of those assets available to us in this game. I don't think we're going to use them in this game, but we will go through it and just have a look and see what we've got. And I'll probably start another build where we use those things, very specifically. So yeah, we've got a lot of people now suddenly also trying to get into the city. So we've got a lot of traffic backed up here. This is the first intersection. This is where our territory ends. So this is the first main sort of intersection we can sort of control. Unless we want to buy this territory, we can increase the lanes of the highway. But it's just because there's been a death wave and there's going to be a whole bunch of people moving in. So we just got to let the simulation settle a little bit. So as you can see, I mean, these roads are completely backed up. Are these people all leaving? Looks like the majority of these people are leaving. So it looks like we are in the positive again. We are getting 800 odd people coming into the city. It's going to take a little while to sort itself out. So I'm just going to let it do that. Cool, guys. So let's have a look at some of the cool new assets we've got. I'm going to probably bring them into the build, but because of the 10-year anniversary, they've given us a whole bunch of new parks. So if we can go directly there, I can show you. So we've got this Chirplet Park, which is pretty new, which is brand new. We've got the playground, we've got the activity playground, we've got this hilly playground, and we have got the Chipper Park. And with the leisure pack, I have got the Dockyard Lounge Park and I've got the Color Plaza. So it looks quite interesting. Basketball court, gym area, cafe, all environment spot for everyone to enjoy. So that's probably something that we want to put into the middle of our city, our main high density version of the city. It looks really, really, really good. Let's have a look and see what this looks like. Color Plaza. Okay, so I'm going to just take it off the road a little bit, and let's drop that in there. Let's have a look what that gives us. Okay, and then we're going to give it an access road, so I'm going to draw a road into it. Okay, there are no intersections or anything that have come about, so that's good. I mean, look how nice that asset is. It's like got a playground, it's got a basketball court, it's got a little kiosk, and it's got a little sitting area and gym area for people to work out. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's one of the first new assets of the leisure pack. And then one of the other ones is this docking thing. So let's have a look at this. Let's have a look what this is. So a Dockyard Lounge, a relaxation park featuring dining areas and projection screen constructed from shipping containers. I want to just make sure that this is the same height as the road. It's quite small. This can be a whole entertainment complex. Let's put this somewhere else. This because we can create some more entertainment for some of our people out this side. So let's drop it in here and see what it looks like. It is nighttime, so okay, let's put in a footpath at the side of the building. I really don't like the way that it's cut into the land here. So what we can do is we can do a little bit of terraforming. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use the soften terrain. So we're just going to make the terrain a little bit softer. So we need to just increase the brush strength and decrease the brush size. Okay, and just try and soften the land a little bit because it seems to be a little bit crazy. Okay, maybe we can drop it down to sort of that sort of height. Let's see if we raise the terrain just at this section over here. Okay, and let's move this back in here. It's still cutting straight into the land, so that's not going to help us at all. All right, so let's move that away again. Let's do a little bit more terraforming here. Okay, soften terrain. So maybe we can go down to one of the lower heights. So let's try going down level terrain. So let's try and go down a little bit. We can always add a key wall on that side if we need to. This poor road. Okay. And I'm going to soften terrain. So let's just soften it a little bit, especially over here. This road doesn't look great at all. Okay, so what happens if we use the advanced road tools and we dropped in a key wall on this side? Is it going to make a difference? It looks really weird, but let's move this park into here now. We can try and push it back a little bit off the road. Remember, what we can do is we can add a little bit of parking and stuff as well. So I'm just going to run a road out the front of it. It's not going to really let us do much, but that's fine. Okay, we want to remove the intersections and the traffic light from this area. Perfect. Okay, so there we've got the parking, and then what we want to do is probably add a little bit of parking. So I don't know if we want to add medium solid covered parking. I think that's pretty nice. It looks pretty nice actually. Okay, and the area itself is not great, and this parking now is causing problems. Let's just try and soften this terrain a little bit. And this road looks really silly. So I'm going to pause the simulation for now. I'm going to delete this road, and hopefully we can add one back that's not going to be all over the bloody place. Okay, so there we go. Let's have a look. Now let's put a key wall in on that side. It's really not great. Okay, let's try and fix this a little bit more. So I just want to try and soften this terrain a little bit. And we have a little bit of a hill on this side, but that's fine. Okay, so let's just take it from the center of the road and try and draw that back in. Okay, that is a hell of a lot better. And then what we're going to do is we are going to just add some grass on the side of the road so no cars can actually park there. And then when they get to the park, and then when they get to the parking, they have to come down this road, and then what they can do is they can this traffic circle looks a little bit wonky. They have to come in here and they can park in this parking lot if they need to. Okay, so let's add a little bit of trees and shrubbery. So I'm going to choose the age of the trees, and I'm going to use the multi-tool so we can place multiple at the same time. I'm going to make sure that anechoic is off. I'm going to make the brush size about 100. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the baby trees as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and fill out a little bit of the space. And then I'm going to include the European, and I'm going to add these trees in as well because that's a variety of trees and stuff we've been using. Okay, and then what I am going to do is I'm just going to go back to single, and I'm going to turn anechoic back on, and I'm going to remove the smaller ones. And so what that's going to give me the ability to do is just add some more trees, just fill up the space a little bit better, make it look a little bit more realistic. Excuse me. And add some of the variety of the other trees as well. And then we have our parking, our Dockyard Lounge Park. It's really cool. It's got a cinema over there. Really, really, really nice asset. So there's one of the new assets we've now implemented into the city build. I think it looks pretty cool. And I think off this side of the road, we're probably going to want to add some more lower residential. And we have a school over here, so we need to also beautify this and make this look a little bit prettier. But I think that's looking pretty damn nice. Okay, and also this needs a little bit of love as well, a little bit of TLC. So maybe we can add a few small parks or something in here. Park Cafe is also new. That looks pretty nice. That's a really nice park. So let's try and add that somewhere where it can be well used and well received. I'm just trying to think. So we've got a lot of parks in this area of the city. So we're not going to use it for now then. And what we can do is we can just obviously create a little bit of parking and stuff for this area as well. So this is our new sports park. I wonder with the leisure parks what else we've got. So if we have a look here, we've got the former barracks. The site has been transformed into dynamic space housing offices, restaurants, and exhibition area. Large central hall provides versatile space for dining and gathering, thus creating a welcoming and inspiring. So 30 outdoor creation. Wow, it is massive. It really is quite big. Okay, and then some of these are some of the new parks as well. So we had the large playground before, but this Chirper Adventure Park is new. The Chirper Fun Time Complex is also new. Okay, and then sports parks are the same. And then this is the new pack, so the leisure pack. So we have an Apex climbing hall. We've got a sports pavilion. We've got a game set match, which looks like a tennis court, a mini. Let's have a look. That looks like quite a nice asset as well. It's just terrible that we don't have a fortunate amount of space to add these things. We really do need to add more people. So let's get the simulation running again, just so we've got some income coming in, and the city can keep growing. So what are we doing? We're looking at, we've got 85,000 a month. We were about 120,000 before the new patch. So we have dropped in income a little bit. And then in our info views, we are going to have some more information about the people that live in our city. So if we have a look here, they've now added homelessness. So I've got 128 homeless people living in our city, and the homeless rate is 0.4%. So out of the jobs, we've got 15,734. And where is our unemployment? 9.8%. So unemployment is still a little bit high, 9.8, especially with all the changes that have come into play. We do have the ability to increase the height of these buildings as well, so we can create much higher density on this side. I'm not too worried about it for now. We've got this nice new park in here. I almost feel like I want to just create some more houses, but if anything, I'm probably going to bring in some more medium residential. We are up to 31,000. That's quite a lot of people in the city already. So, and I'm not quite sure where we want to expand out. So we'll have a look at that when we get there. And let's maybe look at our industrial area. Maybe we can start giving our industrial area some love. So, okay, so the building over here, I'm going to go out on this side, the 168. Keep it at 90 degrees, 120. And let's do the same thing over here, 168, 120. Oh, suddenly got very, very, very dark. Okay, 168, 120. Perfect. Okay. So now we're just increasing our industrial. And what I want to do is I want to move this, what is it called? The transformer station. And then what we can do is we can run the main cable into there, and then we can remove these cables. Let me just pause the game. It seems to be an issue here. Okay, because we were running our main cable over there. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go underground again with the main cable, and then just take us to that point. And then I can remove this for now. Let's go back above ground. I'm going to delete the transformer station. And then because we've now got a high power cable going under the water, we should have more than enough electricity going on that side. And this gives us the ability to be able to increase our industrial areas. So I'm going to go out by 120, 168, 168, 120, 168, 120. And the one thing we don't have at all is any sort of industry. When I'm talking about industry, I'm talking about like specialized industry. So you can see that a lot of the fertile soil is along the sides of the roads, or sides of the roads, excuse me, sides of the river. So yeah, if we're going to be placing anything in the fertile soil, then it has to be next to the river. And you can actually have a look that all the rivers, next to all the rivers, has fertile land, which is more realistic because, you know, as the water rises and goes down, it'll keep that land pretty fertile. So quite realistic. And from an electricity point of view, we're kind of still doing okay. I don't know if we can upgrade. We can upgrade our facilities. So maybe let's do that. So battery extension, and I'm not too concerned about, but the solar acid will definitely help us increase a little bit of electricity production. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade all of our wind turbines with the solar cell. That should increase production a little bit. And then I don't know why, but our incineration plant should be producing electricity as well. So electricity production is 12.8 megawatts. So it is actually producing energy. Our trade, I just want to get it up so that we're producing enough electricity so we can trade, so we can get our income back up. So we might want to add a few more turbines, but we are starting to run low on space. We do have Anarchy on here, so let's have a look. So that's 5 megawatts. What you want. 5 megawatts is what you want. Then we can go under the ground and we can add it up there and we can hook it up there. That should give us a little bit more production, and then upgrade them like that. The only reason why I'm able to get them so close together is because of Anarchy. I've got Anarchy enabled, so that allows us to actually put turbines in right in the center of all these things. Just want to make sure that the blades don't cross over. Okay, and now we are starting to export more energy again. So that's perfect. Our electricity production is back up in the green, and we are now exporting again. If we have a look at our finances, we can see our export services. So service trade, we're making 75,000 a month, and our service fees are actually pretty high. And we don't need any loans. We're doing well, guys. We've got plenty of money coming in. It's much higher above our expenses, so it's really, 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 really good. Okay, and from a job perspective, we said we're on 9.8, we're down to 7.3. So we can add a little bit more industry, just to add a little bit more growth, provide a few more jobs, get people coming into the city. Okay, and we can start looking at the development of this little island on this side. So I'm not sure if I want to keep this. I wanted to build it up like this, or if we want to keep it sort of lower residential. And also, I want to be able to hook in, this road somewhere. We do have a road intersection here, so we could probably increase the capacity over here and bring in another main road into this section, which makes it a little bit easier, so they don't have to go all the way around across that bridge to get into this main part of the city. And maybe we want to bring in a direct line directly into the city from here. So I'm going to think about that, and we'll see what we're gonna do at a later stage. Let's get a little bit of development going on here. So what have we got here? This is a residential. So let's add in a residential building, high density. We can probably put in a. Let's see that we don't have any Japanese themed high density. We do have the European and the normal low rents. So let's put in a high density. Let's see what that does. What sort of a building we can get out of it. It's not a bad building actually. And the same thing over here. I want to add a little bit more low residential. Just bring a few more people in, create a few more buildings, get it growing a little bit. And then there are things I want to start thinking about. So we want to start thinking about all the different services and make sure that we do have enough police. I know with the new patch that you need to have a lot more police stations and a bigger police force to be able to deal with crime. So At the moment, crime doesn't seem bad at all. We have a little bit of an area on this side, so maybe we must think about just a small little police station on this side. See if we can fit that in somewhere. With anarchy, we don't want anarchy on for that. But we do want to be able to put in a police station here. So I'm going to just add it there for now. And next to the police station, I'm going to add a little bit of parking. We don't have any parking on this side at all. So maybe I'm going to add a big parking tower. And I'm going to upgrade that. So people can use their cars, come into the industrial area, park there, and then come and do work, do what they need to do. Okay, our unemployment is sitting at 7.5, so not too bad. And we still got major traffic coming in. We do. It's got so many people coming into the city. That's backing up our highways and our roads quite a lot. And we've got a traffic jam at this intersection. A lot of people coming from this side. Maybe they're going to work. Let's follow one of these cars. What is this? This is a van transporting. Okay, driver, destination Jamesport. So I don't know if they're leaving the city. Destination. So these people aren't leaving the city. So let's follow them and see where they go in this tiny little car. Lots of traffic. There's a truck doing a U-turn on the main road. That's crazy. Look at this traffic, guys. We are stuck in traffic. And it just shows us we're probably going to have to erase that over the road, so the pedestrians don't need to cross over there. This is not even the main intersection. So he's trying. I mean, he's getting there. There we go. Driving a bit erratically, actually. There he is coming in. Where are you going, my friend? Where are you going? Don't tell me you're leaving the city. I thought you were going. Maybe he's going to the industrial area. He is. Look at that. He's coming to work. So maybe we need to start thinking about public transportation and bringing people into work. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of green patches and stuff here, which just doesn't look really nice for the industrial area. So what you can do is you probably can use the surface tool, and you can use the concrete surfaces. And what you could do is you could probably just draw in additional concrete surfaces over here, make it look a little bit more realistic. I mean, you're not going to necessarily have this type of grass stuff over there. But there we go. So it looks a little bit more like an industrial area. And then we do have these industrial assets, so we can add quite a few different things. And these are quite big overlapping items. Look how cool that is.
Shout out to all the new development that's going on. Loving what's happening.
Maybe get it to face the road.
Out shopping for
That's pretty cool, eh? Okay, and towers.
You know what I'm saying.
Let me just add 3 of those. Make it look a little bit more realistic. And just a few barrels and things. And we can pretty much, make it look pretty cool. We can, with anarchy, we can add any of these assets to any of these buildings. So we can make it look pretty damn realistic if we wanted to. Okay, so the same sort of thing here. I don't really like all this green space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in just a little bit more of this concrete surface. Just to cover that area. Quite a different concrete surface. Almost like we've got a grainy feel to it. But I should be able to go all the way across the side and do it like that. Much better. Much better. It just adds a little bit more realism to your city. So you don't have to have all of these green spaces here. Just make it look more realistic, man. Surfaces can overlap. So you've got that industrial sort of look. We see all these just random grass patches all over our industrial area. Not very realistic if you ask me. So by doing this, I think it makes it look a lot better. I messed up the zoning here, all the... There we go. It's better. And we can probably add some greenery here. The trees are not going to be like living in the industrial area because it's obviously got a lot of pollution. So it's not going to be great for them, but it just adds a little bit more realism to our city. Like, welcome. And this is our main highway in here. It's going to be quite noisy. Just try and add a little bit of trees in here. Just try and make it look a little bit nicer. There's a little bit all over the place at the moment. Doesn't look very good. Okay, so our industrial area is definitely getting a little bit of love. And I'm going to just increase capacity of industrial zones so more people can, more industrial offices, listen to me, more industrial area zoning can come in. And these will be industrial buildings. So hopefully with a new patch we can bring in some industry that's needed in the city. We do have this constant flow of traffic coming in. We do have the other highway intersection on this side, which I haven't hooked up. I just didn't want to create a through route from the one highway to the other highway, because what will happen is trucks that are not necessarily coming into your city will use your highway infrastructure and they'll make the roads really busy. So before we do anything like that, I think it's better to just try and minimize the amount of traffic going through the city, and only people that need to move into the city or need to do business inside the city can come in and live here and do what they need to do. Okay, so let's try and add a little bit more beauty on this side. So we do have a road that comes out, and we could probably add a little bit more. I mean, if we added this is a building right here, so I might want to bring this road out just a little bit more, like that. So we can add a traffic circle on it. So I want to add one with a tree. And then this will give us the ability to bring in another alley out the back here. That'll give people the ability to go there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the parking off this road. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to put trees on, because we haven't really done that before. So we've now added trees to the side of the road, quite big trees actually. And there's a massive parking lot, and there is not much else going on here. So we have zoning. We do have zoning. So I don't want to use mixed housing. I want to bring in some commercial if we are going to bring in any sort of commercial buildings or anything like that. So I can add another few on there. And then I can add what did I add? Did I add a high? No, I added low, which is fine, which is actually perfect. We don't want too high density. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some trees. Just try and make the area look a little bit better. It's quite bland at the moment. Just fill the area out. More greenery. I think it looks good. See, look how much better it looks with a little bit of greenery, a few more buildings in there. I think it looks much better. And we do have a little bit more space on this side over here and over here. And we have our new high school and our elementary school that we put in the last time. We have upgraded them. They do have their own parking. We've got quite a lot of parking actually. And we do have a little bit of space on either side. I don't know what we want to do. We do have a pathway going up the back here, so that's pretty cool. That's going into our lower and to our medium industrial residential areas. So maybe we could add some more medium residential buildings on this side. So I'm going to use just try and create some roads. And then I don't really want anything happening off this main road. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a pathway in here for now. Okay. And you can see the zoning has now changed because of it, which is exactly what we want. We don't want zoning on these roads. So that's going to help us do that and deal with that. It's completely messed up the intersection. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so now we've got the ability to add some more medium residentials in. So I still want to keep with the Japanese theme. This is the Mediterranean Heritage Pack, so we do have some buildings. Maybe we should try and see what that looks like. But for the moment, okay, so this is our parking. We don't really want, well, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Okay, let's just go back with our normal theme. So we want to stick to the Japanese theme, medium residential, and let's paint in some of these blocks. See what forms. We've kind of killed our medium residential altogether. Don't really have mixed use, so maybe we can add some mixed use in here. We're just going to let that grow. Going to start adding some beautification to this as well. So I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to reduce the spacing distance, and I'm going to use this one, which allows you to actually fix length, which works quite nicely. And then what I'm going to do is, okay, because I've got in the bushes, it can come much lower down. So I'm going to just bring bushes and run bushes right along the way here. Okay, and then the same with the trees. I want to just add, it's too close. Okay, there's nothing that can really come out this way. Extend this road out, then we can add some more buildings in. Okay, so the zoning's a little bit weird over there. It's okay for now. And we can't do anything over here, so what we can do is probably just add in a small little park or something. Keep them happy. Let's go back to the smaller versions of the parks and see what we have available that's small enough to fit in there. A new Chopper Park. That's going to break our building, so let's just pause that. Hold on. So let's just move that. Could probably move that to there. And then this building should be okay. I just need to put the thing back. There we go. And it's snowing nicely this middle of winter. Looks pretty cool. The trees look funny. Especially in the middle of the night. It's like that whole section is glowing blue. Check. Okay, and we can't see a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the options. I'm going to go to gameplay, and I'm going to turn the day night visuals off. What that's immediately going to do is going to make it full daytime. Boom. So sorry guys, from going from very dark to very light. But I wanted to just add in a little bit of my own detailing and stuff, and I can't really do that when it's so dark at night. So I'm going to add a little bit of a park on this section here between the two buildings. Like that, so we've got some nice green grass. And the same sort of thing on this side. I can draw it out. There we go. Okay, and this is a mixed building, so mixed use. So let's add a few little mixed use items that we can do so people can come and sit and chill. So let's put in a fountain. That's a really big fountain. Do we have a smaller one? No, maybe these ones are a little bit smaller. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And we've got some kiosks here, food carts. They look a little bit better now. But let's add some benches and stuff in, so people can come and chill by the park. They can come and sit and look at the fountain. Cool. And maybe just add a dustbin or two, so it's a little bit more realistic. Okay, and then because residential, maybe we can add some sort of like a playground or something. Or let's have a look what we've got here. So we've got a playground set. That's pretty cool. So let's add one of those. And we can add some swings for some kids. And then what we want to do is maybe just want to bring in like a tree for shade. Another one over there. Okay. And then a little bit more detailing on this side, so people can come and chill if they need to, if they want to. So I think I'm going to stick with the same sort of theme of the benches. So I want to have 2, 3, 4, and the same sort of little dustbins in between. And yeah, no, it's just too big. So nothing really else here. Maybe we can add a tree or two. There we go. Looking nice. The area is starting to take shape. Okay, so a little bit of love here, a little bit of love there, I think. This is all green grass as well. So what we can do is we can just do the same sort of thing over here. Just add some more grass in. Keep right clicking, so that's why it deletes it. Maybe we can just probably stick a tree in there. It's our new Chirper Park. And the same sort of thing. I just want some benches so that people can come and chill here if they want to come and chill. So let's go back to the benches that we have been using, and I'm just going to add the 2 here. The dustbin in between. And maybe we can just bring in some really small... I don't want to use that line tool. I want to use the advanced line tool. Okay, so it's doing the normal one, which is not what I want. So we can just fill that in a little bit. There we go. Okay, and there's one of the new assets, Anniversary Chirper Park, guys. I think it looks quite cute. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's definitely looking a hell of a lot better. We could probably give this a little bit more love as well, but this section looking really good. So there's a big mixed use. So we do have some shops here. We do have some medium residential, so a little bit more high residential, medium residential area over here. But yeah, that's the idea. We can keep people coming in and keep building the city up. So there we go. Okay, so we're still having traffic problems, guys. So I think we need to start thinking about resolving this, but I think I will leave that for next episode. I think I'd like to completely upgrade our infrastructure and maybe bring in some public transport. And these businesses seem to be battling. So what businesses are there? They're electronic businesses, and they all seem to be electronic businesses. Okay, so what happens if we rezone these and bring in new businesses so they're not electronics? There's just an oversaturation of electronic stores, so this is also, it's immediately getting not enough customers. So if it is electronics again, we might have to go into the budget and just stop people from thinking it's a good idea to bring electronic stores in. It's certainly not needed at all. Okay, and I'll just bring in some more high density buildings. Let's bring in some North American. Just crazy, man. Okay, so I want us to see what buildings form here. Otherwise we might have to go and adjust the budget, see what we can do. Okay, so it's just formed another electronics store, another electronics store, another electronics store. Okay, so the way that you can deal with that is you can go into your taxes and you can go into your offices and your commercial and your electronics. What you can do is you can say, okay, I'm going to be charging you guys more money. So it makes it more difficult for them to make a profit, but what happens is as well is that'll deter them from building in the future. So hopefully that will stop all these electronic buildings coming in. And it seems a little bit silly that I'm redoing it over and over and over again, but now we should have an electronic store. Paper. Okay, so we did get a paper store, so that's better. This looks like it's going to be another electronic store. I'm just waiting for this building to come in over here. Got some new offices coming in. I think I want to do a Chinese building over there and a normal game building over here. No, why? Okay, so I think because there is the helicopter pad right there, I think that's the reason why we're not able to build a decent sized building. But if I did this, would that work any better? No. Okay, and if I put in lower density, there we go, that's better. So we're going to have this massive building right next to this tiny little building. But it's not, the helicopter landing spot is not, or the helicopter radius is not, it is a little bit over the building. Okay, so that's, we know what the issue is over there. And this is one of the other parks that we added. We haven't given it any love yet, but we'll leave that for another episode. So our city is growing beautifully. We've just gone through another section of winter. Now we're going into spring. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe. And I will definitely catch you on the next one. I hope you have a good day. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.